Hi everybody, this is a frugal millennial, and on this episode of We Love Wednesdays, I'm going to talk about how I quit my six-figure job to pursue a career in the circus. So for those who don't know me, I am Li Yang. I did a PhD in biochemistry at Monash University. Then I went on to pursue a postgraduate career in academia, and then finally went into the biotech industry. It has been around about 5 years since I graduated from my PhD, but I'm quitting a perfectly well-paid position. I felt I have this privilege over a lot of people, and I'm kind of abusing that privilege. The choice of quitting science was very hard. As a kid, I always knew I wanted to do science and solve all these worldly issues, and I want to make an impact on the world. It was a naive thought since I had no first-hand experience. Quitting is hard because I went through an atypical PhD where I first got scooped and then my lab dissolved. And it took me more than 5 years to get over the pain of it, and 5 years without a full-time paying job and living like a uni student. Unfortunately, I saw a lot of my fellow students around me quit, but I stuck it out and finished. So it was sad to say goodbye after working so hard. But after talking to my partner, she reminded me that a lot of my skill sets I can transfer to whatever venture that I'm going to pursue next. That I'm tenacious, grounded, and persistent. What's more, I can always go back to science if my next venture fails. Just putting everything into perspective, I've studied almost 2 decades and only worked professionally for about 5 years. So it's pretty depressing, and quitting was hard. Another reason why quitting is so hard because of family pressure. I have a very typical Asian family that wanted my brother and I to be doctors, lawyers, or scientists. My paternal grandfather was a chemist, and my paternal grandmother was a scholar, a Russian scholar that spoke fluent Russian at university. And so being in academia was a big deal. And my father always reminded me how I'm the only person in my family that has a PhD. The pressure of telling them was so hard. I only told my dad last week, even though I've quit at the end of last year. And finally, of course, I found it hard because the pay was exceptional compared to, for example, the retail jobs I've had in the past. This has caused me to reflect on my first job as a teenager in the early 2000s as a waitress in a sushi restaurant. My pay back then was $7, and I distinctly remember having to go through a 12-hour shift during late night Christmas shopping season. And I vowed to work hard and make something of myself. In comparison, working as a scientist, which was paid close to $60 per hour, and the job was gratifying. There are several reasons why I quit my position. I felt like some of the time it was not about the science anymore. There's a lot of politics and inequality. The field of science can sometimes feel like it's a boys' club, and a lot of men unfortunately don't realize this. You see, men speak to other men differently. Don't get me wrong, equality is improving in science, but we are not there yet. I've also seen bullying in the workplace. I'm sure it is like this with other industries and sectors, but I'm just saying from my experience, it's definitely happening in science. There's also a sense of nepotism, and the system which grants are distributed makes academia an anxious environment to work in. All these factors combined have made me frustrated and disenfranchised about science. Science doesn't feel like science anymore. And of course, I've fallen out of love with science. And unfortunately, that is very hard to digest. And that is something no one can help me with. Having said that, I'm very lucky that the majority of the people I've met are very encouraging. I just want to say a big thank you and acknowledge Doctors Paul Conroy, Sarah Atkinson, Nisha Patel, Adam Quek, Tang Yong Ching, Andrew Hammett, and my PhD supervisor, Nubia Aguilar. You have all been so inspirational, and some even have become close friends. These people have shown me what it's like to work in a fair environment. So where to from here? And no, I'm not joining the circus. I'm way too old for that. Luckily for me, I've set aside an emergency fund to last for a while. So that's why this decision wasn't as hard. For those who know me well, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I've had many side hustle, such as an online retail shop that I've ran with my wife for over 5 years. Let me just shamelessly do a plug for this. The website is just-health.com.au. I'm making a full-time commitment to the website. I have revamped the page, changed our mantra a little bit, and we are currently stocking and expanding the range of products. I might do a video on this in the near future just to show you how to set up an online website. I also have an online eBay store for a little bit over 6 years now that is still going strongly, where I sell all sorts of random goodies from vinyl decals to phone accessories. And with my wife, I'm about to launch an online service which right now is still in the works, so watch this space. For this, I have set up the website, did some epic branding, bought the domain, and after we get some of the logistics, such as the accounting, stuff out of the way, we'll be launching the website. So our soft launch is set for March this year. I'm still continuing with my property investment stuff on the side, although this year will be a bit slow for me. I might not be buying anything because I don't have the income to report to get a loan, and a lot of what I make will be going back straight into the business. I am, however, getting a builder's license or owner's builder license to build on my own place in Geelong. I'm partaking in volunteering work. I'm currently helping the Victorian Dog Rescue, so a big shout out to them for all the wonderful work they do. We are fostering this old man called Milo, who is super cute and obedient. And you can adopt him if you want right now by going to the website down below. I also have other projects that I want to accomplish that I've been putting off for such a long time because work got in the way. I started writing a novel a while back, and that was right on the back of writing a PhD thesis. I was just in the writing mode, so when I finished my thesis, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I started writing a novel. Currently, I'm about a fifth of a way through, so it's just waiting for me to finish it. Guys, I know it's going to be crap, but the fact that it's incomplete makes it even worse. And then there is almost an exhaustive list of things that I want to accomplish and achieve for myself. I've done code writing in the past and I enjoyed it very much, and I want to learn a little bit more. This is purely for fun. But if you want to hire me, my number is 1-800-GOOD-TIMES. Just kidding. I'm also obviously making more videos in hope that it will improve my public speaking skills. I also want to learn a language. At the end of the day, I just want to chase my dream sooner than later. Life is way too short. I don't want to wake up 20 years from now and hate what I do. I hope to document all my ventures and share these with you. And guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe because I'm jobless. Of course, you can follow me on all the socials and the links are down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. So glad to get that burden off my chest. Now, you can also tune in on Monday for Meat-Free Mondays, We Love Wednesdays, and of course, Finance Fridays. Thanks for watching.